What's up, everybody? This is part 2 of Bible prophecy being fulfilled right before our very eyes. So, we're going to keep it going with the decline of moral standards. So, this one, you can't deny it, but it does beg the question, what exactly was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah that was worse than what's happening today? I'm really asking. This is an honest question. You just look at the crime that is just everywhere and normalized to the point where stores in San Francisco and Oakland are forced to close because of theft, and nothing happens. These people aren't getting arrested, nothing. The stores are just out a bunch of money and they're forced to close. You look at adultery. There's websites that are dedicated towards cheating on your spouse, which is just, again, what? It used to be that was very shameful. You should feel ashamed if you're committing infidelity and cheating on your spouse. But instead, I'm not going to say it's celebrated, but I'm sure with a lot of people it is. And we need to be condemning this, not celebrating it. I'm going to take it a step further and again piss some people off, but look at what they're doing to our youth. Look at what's happening. Kids being forced to take hormone blockers and transition into a different gender. Sometimes even going through surgery to do so. Better get your millstones ready if you support that. That's all I can say. But it does remind me of a quote, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So you might think that you're virtue signaling and being a good person by encouraging a 10-year-old to transition. I don't know how you justify that. To me, that is pure evil. And you look at just all crime really is across the board, everywhere. Crime has just gotten worse and worse. Moral standards have just plummeted, and it's a reflection of what we're seeing everywhere. It is truly awful. Men become lovers of themselves. So this one is pretty undeniable, I think. I'm not quite 40 yet, but I don't remember narcissism being this bad when I was a kid, or maybe I just wasn't aware of it. But holy crap. You look at the social media influencers who just put their entire life on the internet. Why? Like, hey guys, going to Starbucks to get a caramel macchiato. So, okay, maybe I just don't understand it or something, but people that just are so obsessed with themselves instead of, trying to help those around them or support their friends and families, no, they just use all the energy on themselves. Instead of trying to glorify God or being a good person in the community, it's just me, constantly. I don't understand it. But it did say towards the end of days, it was going to be like that. The hearts of man grow cold and people become lovers of themselves. And that is so true in today's world, especially in the United States. But it's sickening, really, just looking at all the narcissism and self-absorption. The persecution of Christians. Now, this has kind of always been a thing, as Jesus said it would be. Before they hated you, they hated me. And we're seeing that like no other. You look at any music video or the VMAs, and it's just straight up satanic worship. Isn't it curious that they don't do that to Buddha or Muhammad? It's just Jesus. But at least we're just getting made fun of here in the United States, in the Western world, whereas, Iraq, Somalia, North Korea, China, Christians are being killed. You can look it up. It is astonishing seeing the numbers of how many Christians have been killed in the past couple years in different countries. The Bible being taught to all nations. So especially with the invention of the internet, it is much easier for people to access the Bible and find scripture or just talk with one another all over the world. And if you think about it, that's pretty remarkable. In Iran, Afghanistan, China, a lot of these people have to meet in secret because of the threat of persecution. Wars and rumors of wars. According to a quick Google search that I just now did, there's 92 countries that are engaged in conflict. For whatever reason, the media only covers what's happening in Ukraine and Gaza. Now, the rumors of war, I mean, that's always been a thing. Well, wars have always been a thing as well, but there's more conflicts throughout the world than ever before. Again, that was foretold in the Bible, and just the fact that all these things are lining up at the same time really makes me think that the end is near. Famine. Now, this might surprise you, but according to the WFP, 37.2 million people worldwide are on the brink of starvation. While other countries are battling an obesity epidemic, others are literally starving to death. Especially in today's age, with commercial farming and technology, we should be able to do something about it, but we don't. We just let these people starve to death because it's not in our best interests. Again, hearts of man have grown cold. If it doesn't benefit us, we just don't do it, and we just let them starve to death, while other people have to shoot insulin because of their diabetes because they eat too many cheeseburgers. Strange sounds that were heard all over the world. Back in 2012, there were some sounds coming from the sky, literally over the entire world. There's a ton of videos on it on YouTube and Google if you want to look it up. They named them skyquakes, but never really gave us an explanation for it. Now, I'm not going to say it was one of the trumpets of Revelation, but I'm also not going to say it wasn't a trumpet from Revelation. Many will fall away from the church. Just as we're seeing tons of people from different countries learning about Christianity and converting to it, we're seeing just as many walking away from their faith. For one reason or another, people who knew the Lord, that grew up in the church, are suddenly walking away from Him. And this is happening everywhere in large numbers. It's heartbreaking. If you're one of them and you happen to see this video, I'm going to say it again. People let you down. People do horrible things. There's a lot of evil in this world. Don't blame Jesus for that. Especially if you grew up knowing the Lord, He's always going to take you back. Great distress like never before. Again, this is nothing new. There's always been civil unrest somewhere in the world, but it's everywhere. Like, it is everywhere these days. Our media doesn't cover it. They only talk about, specific things that push an agenda. But if you look it up, there's civil unrest pretty much everywhere in the world. It is terrifying. All right, that's all for this video, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Give me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm almost certain that there's things I overlooked and missed. So let me know what they are in the comments. I'm going to do a part 3 for the signs that we're still waiting for, because there's quite a few that they're coming. Anyway, thanks and God bless.